Here is the Moto E4 Plus, the new phablet-size entry in the budget Moto E line. Motorola says it's got a great camera, a beautiful design, massive battery life and great performance. All that for $158. Is it possible? Let's take a closer look. Now, in terms of design, the Moto E4 Plus is not bad. It's not going to be turning any heads for sure, but it's pleasant to look at and hold, and the metal chassis is a nice touch. Yeah, it's a bit hefty, but that's easy to forgive since the phone holds a 5000 mAh battery inside that body. We'd say that the extra girth is worth the battery life, but more on that later. Now, the display definitely shows that we have a budget phone in our hands. It is 5.5 inches big, but unfortunately retains an HD resolution. As a result, individual pixels are clearly visible with the plain eye and the image is far from crisp. At least the screen can get very bright to battle direct sunlight and also very dark for comfortable nighttime viewing. Now, as soon as the interface lights up, you can see that the Moto E4 Plus in typical Motorola style has mostly vanilla Android on board. The only extra features you will find are in this Moto app right here. These include a gesture mode for the fingerprint scanner, which replaces the software navigation bar. There's also a one-handed mode and this rather ugly blue light filter for nighttime viewing. In terms of performance, the Moto E4 Plus leaves a lot to be desired. When doing basic tasks, there's a noticeable input lag and the occasional stutter. However, the phone is still usable for simple things such as emails, chats, browsing your social media and so on. Launching something heavier though, like Snapchat lens effects or a modern game, instantly shows how underpowered this phone is. It will stutter, it will drop frames and you will generally not have a pleasant time. Onto the camera, it held huge promise based on the marketing materials. However, as soon as you take a few photos and check them out on the big screen, you will be greeted by a cheap phone's imagery. The pictures look fuzzy and dull, with a limited dynamic range, subdued colors and just uninspiring overall imagery. This goes for the selfie camera on the front as well. Despite the fact that we have an LED flash on the face of the phone, which seems to imply that it should take passable selfies, they are just bad. The same goes for video too. When it comes to enjoying multimedia on this device, it's a mediocre deal. On one side we have the low screen resolution, but then it also struggles with playing YouTube videos at 60 FPS, at 60 frames per second. Playback just starts to stutter whenever the phone is buffering the video ahead. The E4 Plus's single speaker is loud and clear enough, and we appreciate the fact that we can tweak its EQ a bit with the Dolby Atmos app on board. It won't deliver a killer sound, but you can dial out the annoying frequencies and get a bit of a more balanced audio. But what is probably the jewel in the Moto E4 Plus's proverbial crown is its massive battery. With 5000 mAh on board, this thing is its own power bank. In fact, if you use it as the basic smartphone that it is, with only light apps and chats, it can definitely achieve a 2-day battery life. Keep in mind though that the big battery also takes a while to charge, about 3 hours with the proprietary wall plug. In the end, is the Moto E4 Plus a good budget phone? If you're looking for basic connectivity, expect to be spending a lot of time between charges, and are looking for something on the cheap side, sure, it has you covered. But if you expect to play games, entertain yourself with tons of YouTube clips, take good-looking photos, or decorate your face in Masquerade or Snapchat, you should look elsewhere. Maybe add $50 to your budget and see if the Moto G5 Plus tickles your fancy. That does it for a review of the Moto E4 Plus. Thanks for checking us out. I've been Paul for Phone Arena. Subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you next time.